Awesome fun! What is up, dudes, dudettes, and dudes who defy description? And a hot, toasty, warm welcome to another episode of Awesome Fun in Minecraft with me, Oz. In our last episode, we upgraded the Iron Zeppelin to be this awesome airship. And doesn't it look great from this angle in the back? It's spectacular. And it's really along with the automated iron factory underneath where you can see our android staff working. And you can even see golems within the robotic arms there being put into the factory. But we have really made this an awesome industrial area. And today we're going to do something similar to this area behind me here, where you can see a bunch of trees. So come on, let's go take a look. So what we have here is, I wouldn't call it a tree farm, okay? Because it's not that advanced, but it's just every type of tree in Minecraft, where you can come and you can harvest them, and then beside each one, you know, you've got spare saplings and things like that. But what we actually don't have is we don't have a place for growing big mushrooms, and I hadn't added in the two new types of wood from the nether as well. So we've got a little bit of upgrading. See, this is these Endermen again. This is not, you should not be here, sir. Enderman, jeez. Oh, jeez Louise. Right, so what we're going to do is we're going to add in a little area like this so that we can add in our new trees as well. And because I don't want the blue of these trees to clash with the Zeppelin, we're going to try and tuck this maybe like in the background here, around this area, so you don't see it so well. Then we'll decide sort of how far the area comes out, because obviously this is a lumber yard. So what do we want here? I think we want like machinery for sawing and chopping wood. I've got an idea for like, I was going to say a blender, but like a shredder, not a shredder, a chipper, a wood chipper, yeah. So you could have like something going through and like chips coming out the side. I thought we could have, instead of the same androids staff that we've got over here, these dudes, the orange guys with the observers on their head, we can maybe use the dispenser heads and a different color of uniform to indicate the woodworkers here as well. And then for our colors, over here at the iron farm, we used a variety of grays. You can see we used dark gray concrete powder, gravel, light gravel, these sorts of things. So maybe here we could use browns. So we've got things like brown terracotta, we've got this stuff, podzol, of course, too. We've got brown concrete powder, we've got just regular dirt. We've got a variety of different brown things that we could use in here. Oh, and we've also got the new nether soil that looks quite like dirt as well. So we could section off an area here, and yeah, I think this is going to be really cool. I also want to have a little funky inventions, like things that dispense ender pearls, because they're useful for when I'm here and I'm chopping. Sometimes if I just want leaves, I'm terrible at ender pearling. Where are we going to end up? Yeah, oh, we did it. And then you can use ender pearls to easily get up, and then it's nice and easy to get your leaves and clear the top. You can see I did it before down here as well. So we've got lots to do, but let's start by adding in the last little 3 sections that we didn't have before. A mushroom section and the 2 lovely nether trees. Okay, we've added in the things that were missed. My, there is a contrast, don't you think? So it's definitely, it stands out, right? It stands out. So we've added an area for harvesting and collecting different giant mushrooms if you want the blocks from there, and the 2 new nether trees as well. So we can, of course, come in, do some chopping for these ones here. But it's such a funny contrast because up until this point, obviously, we only had the original woods. And they all kind of, you know, you can see that they're part of a family, right? They're different colors, but there's a connection between all of the original trees. And then this one's like, whoa, what's going on here? It is, yeah, popping, but colorful. And I like that. And, you know, it does the job. This area is not, you know, a fancy build or anything. It's just supposed to be the area where you can come and harvest up any of the different wood resources and the mushrooms too. So what we want to do for this area is we want to lay out the, you know, the terrain Just like we did with our iron factory, we're going to use some kind of pattern in here. So what I'm thinking for this area, I'm not sure exactly how big it'll be. We'll see that in a second. But we're going to go with path blocks on the bottom, but like all of them path blocks, okay? And then on the next layer, we're going to go for brown concrete powder, wherever that comes in. Then we're going to go for podzol. And then on the very top layer, we're going to have brown terracotta. So we've got a nice brown transition there. And yeah, that should be pretty good. And the good thing about path blocks is most of the things are already grass, so it doesn't cost any resources. Just a lot of clicking with our good friend Silk Smash. Okay, so you know what to do. We've got a big area of terrain to get sorted out, so it's time to hit fast forward. A bit of a Captain Hindsight moment, but I probably should have taken all the trees and stuff out before I did the time lapse. Then it would have looked much better. Yeah, thanks, Captain Hindsight. So definitely, I like it. Like the color is cool. We got the dark along the top, the podzol in the middle, and then we got a little bit of the path underneath our brown concrete, and also threw in some lighting there as well. So it's a nice defined area. Like this is nice irony area. And this here is looking nice too. And it was funny, while I was doing all of this building, I was like, why is there no golems falling out of the iron farm? And I come around and there was one standing right there. Right there. There's carpet there and stuff. So I think maybe I saw a thing in a video by Tango Tech, how there is like a top area in some of the spawn that no matter what is there, they can still spawn. So I just got to keep an eye out for it and just push them off the side. They still fall into the same place. But that was fun anyway. So now that we've got our favorite, the blank canvas, it's time to do the builds. And I've got lots of fun little buildy ideas prepared for this. I'm thinking we need like a truck with wood things, trunks, trees, wood stuffy things, you know, words related to trees on the back. So we got that. We've got like the wood chipper idea thing coming along as well. But first of all, I think what we're going to build is our ender pearl dispenser. And we'll need to build it into the wall. So let's build it over there. So let's go grab some stuff and we'll build a few things together. So here is our ender pearl dispenser. I've left it open just now so I can show you how to make it. I will share the link to show where I found this design. But it's pretty straightforward to follow, actually. It's pretty good. So you've got two dispensers on top of each other with ender pearls inside them. Then underneath, you've got a sticky piston facing backwards with a wooden button in front of it. Then you've got an observer with its face looking up. And this one here with its face looking down. And then on top of this observer and this glass block, you've got yourself two redstone dust. So when you push the button, fires this piston, they look at each other, flashes a signal that should be enough, hopefully, to give us exactly 16 ender pearls. Awesome. Okay, so that's really handy, and then we can, of course, use our ender pearls to turn around, jump up on top of the trees, and farm them much more easily. So now, let's make this into something. So I'm going to start by filling it in. So now we've got it hidden. What I was thinking for this is a really simple idea. Why don't we build a Port-a-loo around this? This is something you'd get like on a construction-y building site. So let's see. Can we bring it out one more? So we get a 3x3 structure. Awesome. Then they have a kind of white roof, the Port-a-loo. So just light blue concrete on the outside. And then on the top, we can just go for stairs all the way around in a circle. With a little slab in the middle. Awesome. And then they usually have like a vent on the side, like a chimney, to get the poopy smell going out. So let's see if we put it here. That'll provide a little bit of ventilation. And maybe it should be a little bit higher. Huh. I suck at scaffolding, apparently. Yep, okay, nice. And then we've got the blue door. It's a bit of a weird door, but I suppose it's the only blue one we got. Oh, I like a bit of three-dimensionality in my door. Let's see. There we go, nice. That does look like a nice little Port-a-loo. Very basic design, and we'll need to do something to tidy up and light up the inside. If I remember correctly, yep. We had a light block available in here. Let's pop that in there so we get a little bit of light. So we won't open the door and find a mob inside. Also make the floor white there, and why don't we bring the... Oh, I know. We should get a trapdoor so that we can make this look a little bit like a toilet as well. But we should get rid of this block and this block. Let's see, shall we bring the blue down and the white into here? Yeah, that'll be fine. And then, of course, our button as well. Let's just double check that still works. Oh. I only got 11. Oh, they went over my head. Yep, it still works absolutely perfectly. Okay, so then we got that looking good on the inside. Let's get that trapdoor. There we go. You can kind of... There is a toilet you can sit in. Although its purpose is to give you, yep, 16 ender pearls. God, I love that. It's really satisfying. I could do that a lot. That's cool. So we've got a little Port-a-loo where you can spend a penny and get yourself some ender pearls at the same time. So a very basic build, but a nice one. So I think what we'll do now is hit a little bit of fast forward and get ourselves an awesome articulated truck hauling some big trunkage. All right, I love it. This is trucktacular for sure. It's got definitely a bit of an Optimus Prime kind of vibe when you catch it from this side. And decided to use the banner style wheels for a little bit of a change. But actually, weirdly enough, for not normal for a vehicle I build, but there's actually like nothing inside. It's just glass in there. But we'll be able to put a person inside driving it. I really like it too. I think maybe... I wish there was maybe a second red tone in there as well. But I think it looks really cool, especially from certain angles. It looks pretty funky. I love the back as well. It's got this classic kind of carrying logs sort of vehicle that you see on the roads. But maybe actually it needs to be like more chunky and substantial, the wood on the back. It looks a little bit right now like, you know, that world's strongest person competition they have? And the person like pulls the truck with a rope. It kind of feels like the truck is pulling like a toy truck. Imagine if the person was pulling a toy truck. This is so chunky, and this is a bit small by comparison. Let's get a little bit of distance on it and see. Is that a floating tree? How did I manage that? Oh, I better change that. Jeez, man, I'll get banned from Minecraft forever for that. Let's say a creeper explosion might have caused that. Okay, you didn't see that. So yeah, look at the back. It looks a bit like it's not fully loaded, like it's only partially loaded. So we maybe make that a bit chunkier. But in general, it's pretty funky. Lots of nice little details, little things connecting the different sections of the truck together. Yeah, I love it. It's really cool. Really funky. So now let's add a few extra little things in. So next thing I want to do is put in like a wood chipper thing. So let's go with, shall we say, next to this. And the thing I'm going to build first is a little container to catch. So 3x3 to catch all the stuff that's coming out of the wood chipper. Then we're going to put some levers down. So we'll do levers like this, flick them in. And this is because I want to have around the edge some iron trapdoors. And so you need the powered lever in order for them to stick up. So this is supposed to be like a little container that is designed to catch all the wood that's coming out of the chipper. Now for the chipper itself, so let's start with some tires, some wheels, like so, which will of course need a stone button on either side. So we'll start with that. I think we'll have a polished black stone slab in between. Then maybe in front, 1, 2, and let's put a stair at the end here. Excellent, looking good. And then let's get, have we got polished pressure plate? Yep. Let's put some pressure plate action on top of there as well. Then, what shall we put here? Let's see, blast furnace. Not facing that direction, face it in this direction here to act as part of the mechanism. Then let's get ourselves a hooper. There we go. One hooper. Pop that in there. And then, let's see, I might actually make this some brighter orange in the future, but we'll go with just this orange for now. Let's place the slab on top of the hooper, like so. Then we'll get ourselves a redstone torch and put that on, not on the side, on top, like so. Then we will get ourselves an item frame and our iron bars. Rotate them around, do a little trigger if invisible. I think I have a bit of a problem with using these iron bars as like metal grill features. You know, I do. They're on this light, these lights up here. They're on the edge of this. They're here on the front of this. I think, yep, okay, I'm willing to admit I think I have a bit of a problem with liking iron bars in invisible item frames for detail on metal objects. Okay, yeah, we'll have to try and be a bit more creative in the future. Let's get ourselves an acacia trapdoor, because these things are usually like bright orange, I guess, because they're dangerous. So let's do that for a little bit of temporary blockage. So we'll say that this is where, imagine the dirt block's a tree, it's coming in here and it needs to get chunked and spat out that side. So let's grab some more hoppers. Okay, one in there. We'll put another acacia slab on top. And let's put a little bit of fencage in there. So that's giving us about the shape. So we need to wrap a bit more trapdoors around it. So here, 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 and here. And then we'll also want to have it on top. I'd like them to be facing the same direction. There we go, like so. Then underneath, shall we put... Oh, let's put, yeah, grindy underneath here. Perfection. So it can look a little bit like it can be dragged into position. Yeah, funky. What other bits of detailing can we get? A little button maybe on this side instead of a lever. Yeah, that looks fine, just there. Okay, now, where else are we going to put... Well, maybe we need to put a trapdoor underneath. No, we can't put one where the grindy is, but that's fine. And then now we can take these out. And we can put the tree in there at a later date if we get more of these. Put one of these on either side. Let's put one underneath. Let's put a temporary block here, so we can double it, so it's going to connect through here. Oh, time to sleep. The day is fresh once more. Where else we got to put stuff up on top of here? Like so, and like so. I guess not, we won't be able to put one on the back. Empty this out here, so we've got the bit to shoot out the top there. That's excellent, looking good. Now, I did get some orange concrete. Let's see, can we do this quick enough to not lose the item frame? Probably not. Oh yeah, we did. Yeah, that's much better, bright orange. I wish the trapdoors were as bright orange as this. That looks pretty good. I guess we could put something on the back here, like a tripwire hook. Give it a bit more mechanistic, yeah, of a look. Pretty much how I imagined it. Maybe we need to put the same, yeah, on the opposite side, the item frame and the iron bars on this side. And beautiful, looking fantastico. Now we need to get a bit of tree action going inside, so let's get a jungle. Vary up a bit here. And let's see, we'll pull that back to about there. And it'll just be floating just now, but what we need to do is when we add in like our dudes, so here we've got our androids, these orange guys here, we're going to have different people working in this department, and they're going to be feeding this in. So we'll have someone standing at the back here, like holding this side of it as if they're pushing it in. And now what we need to do is get lots of armor stands to use as the stuff that's getting chipped and shot out the side. So how we'll do that, if I can show you. Okay, if we get our armor stand, right, and then we show the arms of it, right? And then we can get it to hold something. What this means we can do with the armor stand, if we like turn off the gravity, make the armor stand invisible, so show stand visible, no. Then we can do stuff like move it around in different positions like this until we get it like underneath there. So let me do that. Okay, there we go. You get the idea from this one now. So actually, it shouldn't be a log because obviously it's been chipped. So if we do this with buttons and stairs and other oak bits, and make lots of them, we can make it look as if they're actually like being spat out of here as they go in there. And it'll make it look a bit more like it's in action. But I think as a sort of chipper device, that actually works pretty well. It fits nicely into that space. It looks nice and interesting. It stands out. Needs obviously some workers, but first we'll put in all of the different things we're going to add first, and then we'll put in some workers. So I'm going to go and place a bazillion different oak armory stand type things, and I think that'll look pretty cool. It is super cute and so effective and awesome. Just oh, it's so much come to life. It's now kind of exactly what I envisioned. And it wasn't as stressful as you might have thought to do this armor stand magic. There's only like, well, one armor stand for each item, so like 7, 8 or something altogether in there. So you can see the story we got now. We've got our android, our stonebot staff, who are operating the lumberyard tree area. We've got this guy who's feeding in the jungle, wood, raw. This guy is operating the machine and observing carefully to see that everything is coming out, and we can see that everything that's come out are the things that you can make from jungle wood. So you've got the slabs, the blocks, the pressure plates, the buttons, stairs in there as well. And I just think it's super effective. It works absolutely perfecto. So I think what we're going to do now is we've just got lots of other little details, nothing quite as supreme as this. The one thing I actually wanted to tell you before we look into the final last bits that we need to do in this area is that my original idea for this was that wouldn't it be cool if you could take all of the stuff from the tree farm that you can compost, feed it in this side, and it would actually fire out the bone meal on the other side. And I did try to make this, but I'm good at building things and imagining building things, but when it comes to redstone, not so much. So I want to show you what happened. Come see my my sketch world. Welcome to the super flat testing world. You might recognize some of the things around here. Here's our good old truck. But yeah, this is the building side. On this side is our redstone side, and it's where I build redstone contraptions. So I think you can see what happened here. So here, I had built the lovely ender pearl dispenser that you saw earlier. Like I basically built a template version of things. Here, you know, like our piston door, 3x3 piston door, the impulse SV item sorter, 2x2 doors, the whatchamacallit, etho hopper clocks. I've got all the designs here, so I can remember how to build them. And this is where we had the ender pearl dispenser, and also this was a little item transportation test. And here are some of my attempts to build a thing that could compost and then shoot stuff out, but I just didn't know quite how to do it. And then somehow some TNT. I don't even know how TNT isn't even part of the design, but TNT got inside one of the test versions. And I don't know how it blew up stuff over here, but there was a lot of destruction. And that is why, in the end, we decided to just go for the story of stuff being chopped and composted with this thing rather than the actual invention itself. But oh my goodness, what a lot of destruction. And we're back in our regular world. So we're now going to finish off this area by adding in a bunch of different things around the outside and some of the blank areas. We're going to have piles of logs. We're going to have maybe like a saw thing, because we've got to use the kind of circular saw, the stone cutter somewhere, maybe over here. So we'll have some people chopping up some logs and things as well. Lots of little details, but let's do that by hitting a little bit of fast forward. So wicked. All right, my lovely Deuterinos, we have completed the lumber yard. So let's give a tour of everything we've done today. I just meant to point out, I'm sure I mentioned this, but this is Thunder Canyon. This is where you come if you want to fight mobs in Thunder and Lightning to try and get mob heads. And this is like the most beautiful ever random spawn tree in Minecraft. That's why it's like a historical monument. It's just beautiful. Amazing. Anyway, here we are at the lumber yard. So we've got a proper end to Route 66. So the road actually ends. And down here we've got a truck. We've even got a driver, UPS style uniform, up there leaning out the side, which is nice. Nice little bit of detail. Now we have indeed increased the size of the wood piles on the back. And I think that proportion is a lot better. And one of our stone bots here, strong enough to lift an entire tree trunk to load on top and finish loading the truck so it can head off. Then, of course, probably my favorite, the dude's chipping the stuff. This thing is still awesome. I like these cute little lights we went for with the transparent item frames with the saplings inside. So it just gives a theme that this is the lighting for the tree area. Then, of course, we've added in some trees. I thought instead of filling every spot, like it is possible to do that if you're wanting to farm trees, but we're not wanting to farm it now, and it just looks nicer to have less. But we have got every variety in Minecraft exhibited here. We've also got another stone bot here, just on his way to do some chopping. Then around this side here, we've got a little collection pile of wood goods, and we've got some more stone bots chopping up some wood, and here's some stuff they've chopped up earlier. So yeah, a lot of lights as well. Then of course we have our wicked ender pearl dispenser in the toilet. You just go in the toilet, hit the button, and you'll get 16 ender pearls in our little Port-a-loo. Then coming around the side here, we have got another stone bot who's selecting from the variety of wood here, and there's just so much life with these bots kicking around the place. Just a shame they don't move. That would be awesome. This guy's carrying some mushrooms over onto this pile to add to here as well, and there we have it. It looks wicked. Let's give it a bit of distance. We'll view it from the top of the automated blimp here. Oh, it's a bit noisy with zombies, but oh, doesn't that look cool? Like better on the wing here. What an area. All the life, everything going on here. Fantastic. It just really complements the iron factory area, the lumber yard, and then, of course, Thunder Canyon here. So that just leaves us, folks, with this area over here. We have got a final area to do. And being that this is a hole that goes into the ground, I'm thinking that it does make sense for it to be some kind of mine. Now I'm thinking we've got a lot of life going on in our other builds here. We've got the iron golems that occasionally drop down from here. We've got the piston, if we have a look, the piston feed tapes, making it look like the factory's processing iron on one side, processing, well, iron ore, iron blocks on the other. We've got this here with its chipping wood and stone bots working away along the bots here. Our little automated arms and everything too. So what we don't have anywhere in any of our builds around this entire area is anything related to train tracks and mine carts. So it makes sense to make this area a mine, to do something with lots of moving mine carts. And I think I've been reading Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit at the moment, so I've kind of got the Mines of Moria in my head. So maybe we make like a, not the Mines of Moria, but a Mines of Moria inspired build, Mini Moria. A mini Mines of Moria. Yeah, that sounds great. We can have little caverns off the side. It'd be great if we have like a dwarf statue head at the top. And that's where the minecart starts. It starts by like spitting out and falling all the way down and then landing in a cart that takes you all the way up through the mines. That should be cool. I've got a lot of ideas for that, but yeah, pretty cool. And sadly, that's all the time we've got for today's episode of Awesome Fun in Minecraft. I hope you liked our wicked build behind us of the lumber yard with so many funky little diorama pieces going on. And I'm really loving this entire industrial area. It's almost complete with just one final build to go. Next time, the mini mines of Moria. You shall pass, but the Balrog, he can stay at home. But thanks so much for joining me. I'll see you next time for more awesome fun in Minecraft. You take care out there. Bye-bye. Alright, Stonebots. You seem like you'll be much more interested in my jokes, right, than the old observer bots over there at the Iron Factory. So right, here's a robot joke you're bound to love. Why did the robot get upset? Everyone was pushing its buttons. And what, I'm pushing your buttons? Yeah, okay, I get it.